morning children. Welcome back to Social Studies tutorial. I hope you all are well at home. So students, as you know that we are learning chapter 2 of civics, institutional representation of democracy. And in our last session we have talked about election and the requirements for the fair elections. So students, that already we have learned that election is a process by which the citizens of a democracy or a government select or choose their representatives. Then we have talked about the assembly or the parliament where all the elected representatives meet together. Then we have talked about the principle of one vote, one person, one value, that everyone in our country has one vote, one person, one value irrespective of their caste, creed, gender, religion or their economic and social status. Then I taught you general election, by-elections or the midterm election along with the election campaigns. Then we talked about the requirement of the fair elections. So students, whenever we talk about the requirement of fair elections, then again we stuck with the question that though there are the requirements, but who is responsible for monitoring the requirements, whether these are implemented in a fair way or not. So just because of this purpose, in today's session we are going to learn about election commission, electoral constituencies and election campaign. So let's understand the concept of election commission. As I told you that just for administering or the monitoring the process of election, whether it is fair or unfair, so what exactly there is a need of a body. So this body is called election commission. So that is an autonomous constitutional authority responsible for administering election process in India at national, state and district level. The body administers the election to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislative assemblies and state legislative councils and the offices of the president and vice president. So students, in India, this is done by the election commission and it is an independent body that is answerable only to the parliament. The head of this body is the chief election commissioner, who is appointed by the President of India. So if there is a question that who appoints the chief election commissioner in our country, so the answer is the President of India appoints the chief election commissioner. Then what exactly, if someone asks that who is the chief election commissioner in our country, then Mr. Sunil Arora is chaired as a chief election commissioner. In some countries, independent observers are also invited from neutral countries to observe the voting and the counting of votes to ensure that the process is free of corruption, intimidation and fraud. Now let's understand the concept of electoral constituencies. That what is electoral constituencies? So students, the country is divided into different areas for the purpose of elections. These areas are known as electoral constituencies. In other words, we can define electoral constituencies as a territorial subdivision for electing members to a legislative body. These constituencies are drawn up in such a way that all of them consist roughly of the same number of people. These constituencies may be of different sizes into different areas. For example, in densely populated city of Mumbai, 6 parliamentary constituencies has been formed and is just a few square kilometers in size. Whereas on the other hand, in deserts of Rajasthan, some constituencies are stretched for hundreds of square kilometers. Of these constituencies, some are reserved people from more disadvantaged backgrounds like scheduled caste and tribes, They are people who have been discriminated against for generations due to the caste system prevailed in our country. So just to protect the interest of these people of scheduled caste and tribes, that reserving constituencies are there, the government wants to make the election process as inclusive as possible for them. Now, let's understand the concept of election campaign. Election campaigns are the means by which the people or the candidates and political parties prepare and present their ideas and positions on issues to the voters in the period preceding election day. The President of India announces the next elections, and the Chief Election Commissioner then announces the dates for the next elections, and after that various political parties decide the constituencies from which they will be contesting elections. Then afterwards the Election Commission also allots them the symbols for the different political parties, and afterwards these political parties decide that what their election manifesto would be, and they also arrange the funds and plan their course of action for campaigns. Posters and banners are also used to appeal to the people to vote for the candidates. So that is the election campaigns, and campaigning also ends at 6 p.m. 2 days before the polling day. So students, these are the major concepts of election commission, electoral constituencies and election campaigns. I hope you enjoyed this session and understood well. In our next session, we are going to learn about the process of election. Till the time, stay home, stay safe and stay connected. Thank you.